Welcome to the Cook's Arm Wrestling channel. Today, especially for everyone who bought my Cook's Power Grip handles, I'm going to make a hook instructional video of how to use 100% of your training using my handle and my adapter. But unfortunately, I don't speak English well, so to avoid many mistakes, you will have a voice assistant speaking for me. This way, we'll understand each other clearly and you'll learn everything you need to know. I really hope this will help you, and even if you haven't started it, you're beginning training in arm wrestling. So let's get started.
Our first exercise will be side pressure from the starting position. For this, the table should be at a 45-degree angle and the block height should be at eye level. My adapter has the ring on top and the screw on the bottom, and it's very important to pay attention to the adapter's position and how the strap passes through, so you use the exercise correctly and avoid technical mistakes. For the starting position of side pressure, the ring should be on top and the screw on the bottom. We don't put the strap through the handle or tighten it. The strap on the adapter goes between our palms and comes out through the screw at the bottom of the handle, and that's how the attachment is ready. We can adjust the position toward the center of the table using our main strap on the adapter. In the starting position, always keep your shoulders straight to use pure side pressure and not involve the shoulder. Our second exercise is the side pressure attack from the winning position. For this, we need to stretch our strap a bit to gain position and drive our handle all the way to the end of the table, reaching the winning position. In this exercise, the handle can supinate and pronate. If you shift into supination or pronation, it means you are using other muscles instead of pure side pressure, which is not good for training. Of course, in a match, you use everything, but in training, we isolate the movement as much as possible. If you want pure side pressure, you need to block pronation and supination to develop the strength of true side pressure. Our third exercise is side pressure in a defensive position. For this, we need to lower our block to the height of the side handle, or even a little lower. The table stays at a 45-degree angle. The adapter strap should be shortened a lot, so that our elbow stays on the edge of the table pad. Now, by pulling with your back and side pressure from the losing position and using a bit of pronation, we return to the starting position. Pronation doesn't really work here. The pressure on pronation is minimal, which is fine because this repeats the technical movement. You will need to use pronation if you want to return to the center. You can't return to the center just by letting pronation go, except in some techniques. Our fourth exercise is controlled pronation and half rise. For this, the height stays the same at table level. The table is no longer at a 45-degree angle, but faces the block, starting at the edge so that it forms a 45-degree angle with the table for proper pronation and pull. Here, the ring is lowered to the bottom and the adapter's strap is stretched so that it goes along the outside of the palm, comes out at the top, and wraps around the screw. The strap should lie on the back of our palm, on the third knuckle where the finger starts, and we need to set the table in the center position. Our fifth exercise is attack side pressure plus pronation plus rise. The block height is now at eye level and the table is placed straight in the middle in front of the block. We tie it the same way as in the previous exercise. The strap on the adapter goes from the bottom along the outside of the palm and comes out at the screw. Now we start pulling toward ourselves, attacking to the side, engaging the side muscles, and pronation. Our sixth exercise is supination. For supination, the table should again start on the side of the hand we're using. The block height is set at eye level at the start of the table. Now we don't tie the strap on the handle, we shorten the strap on the adapter. The ring is at the bottom, and that's all the attachment we need for this exercise. Using the strength of our lower fingers and supination, we pull with our back at a 45-degree angle to twist the opponent. Our seventh exercise is static fingers. For this, we place the table straight in the middle in front of the block, with the block height at eye level. Now we need to be careful because the setup is very tricky, but if done correctly, you'll get maximum load on your fingers and gain the most experience and progress from this exercise. Place the ring on top in the outer holes. Half tighten the bottom screw. Stretch the strap on the adapter to leave room for tightening. On one side, position the outer part of the adapter strap so that it starts at your fingers and goes downward. Then guide the strap along the outside of the handle so it lies exactly on the outer side, neither on top nor below, but right in the middle. If you tighten it the other way, the strap will slip and reduce pressure on the fingers by 10 to 15%. You can do the fingers in static pulling or work with the fingers. But for finger work, I use a different position where the fingers really work. This is a losing position, which I'll show a bit later. Our eighth exercise is the wrist, but the wrist is divided into two parts, one focusing on the top fingers and one focusing on the lower fingers. These will be two different exercises. First, I'll show you the one focusing on the top fingers for top-level athletes. For people who fight from the top, this wrist setup is preferred. The ring is at the bottom. We return to the central hole because, as a reminder, the outer hole is only for finger exercises, and only for two exercises in the starting and losing positions. For everything else, we use the central hole. Then, just like before, we guide the strap from the bottom ring along the outside of the palm to the screw on top. The position is the same as in the side pressure attack with pronation and pull, and control, rise, and pronation. By lowering it, we isolate the wrist and remove extra assistance. Open your wrist and start twisting it while pulling toward yourself. Our ninth exercise is done the same way, but with the opposite side of the screw and ring. Now we'll do the wrist for hookers. For people who fight in hook style, they need more focus on supination and the lower fingers. The wrist is also very important for them. Don't forget, to reduce pressure on the fingers, we also tighten the strap on the handle. But when we do finger exercises in the starting or losing position, or work the lower fingers, or do supination, we must stretch and loosen the strap on the handle. Our 10th exercise is reverse pronation, used in the kickback technique. By opening your wrist and using strong pronation, you move away from the opponent's fingers, effectively opening their wrist. For this, we place the table exactly sideways to our block. The block height is at the level of our palm. Now, watch carefully how I tighten the strap and where I guide the adapter strap. It's the same as we did for the lower finger wrist exercise, from the top ring through the palm to the screw at the bottom. This gives tension exactly at the right moment. The main point is to tighten the adapter from the bottom because the position is already unstable. This way, the strap won't slip and is securely fixed. Our 11th exercise is pulling without a tie, to practice slipping during a match without a tie. This is also called leaving the tie, so you can get back into the tie as quickly as possible and fight from there. For this, we need the height at eye level. The ring is simply on top. We don't put on the strap from the handle. We cover the thumb with our fingers to increase pressure for pulling without the strap and start attacking upward. Exercise 12. I recommend this to everyone, but few people do it. This is a finger training exercise. For this, we don't need the handle at all, only the adapter strap. The finger exercise is very simple but very functional because the thumb plays a big role in arm wrestling, and this is important. The height is at chest level in front of you. We stand sideways and start rotating our finger. Our 13th exercise is static pronation, or pronation from the starting position. The block height is again at chest level, but the table is placed in front of the block on the side of the hand we're using. So if I'm working with my left hand, it starts on the left side to create a 45-degree angle for the starting position and maximum pronation load. We put on the strap from the handle, shorten the adapter strap to set a central position, and then simply start pulling with our back and arm. The pronation will open depending on our maximum effort. Our 14th exercise is King's Move. For this, we need to move the table to the very edge of the block, or even a bit further. If your block, like mine, is separate, this will be the best version of King's Move training. The block height should be slightly below table level to allow maximum lowering and to work your arm even in the lowest positions. The setup is the same as before, but you'll also need an extra strap if you want to fully feel the same sensations as in King's Move training or during a match using the King's Move technique. Now I'll show you how to tie this strap, but before that you need to put on the strap from the handle. Watch carefully how I tie the second strap. Exercise 15 is back pressure from the starting position to have strong back pressure right from the start. The block height is about the middle of our arm at the forearm level. Watch carefully now because there will be a new strap set up that during back pressure work, the arm and palm don't rotate in different directions. Our ring is at the bottom and the screw is on top. We tighten the strap on the handle. We lengthen the adapter strap to give extra room for movement and rotation. One part of the strap goes between the fingers of the handle and the arm wrestling handle fingers and comes out along the outside of the palm, creating a central position during pulling. This keeps us stable and prevents the arm from moving to the sides. Our 16th exercise is also back pressure, but to develop it from the losing position. The block is lowered low, like in King's Move. The table is set the same way as in King's Move. The strap is shortened so that our arm almost rests on the pad. From there, we'll work to pull it back, performing a full defensive movement. Our 17th exercise is also attack side pressure, but to make it very strong in the finishing phase, the attacking phase. The block is set at eye level. The triceps should be fully on the pad, so the shoulder and back don't assist, and only the arm works. This way, the movement is fully isolated and your finishing motion will be very strong. Our 18th exercise is static pull. It's done with the block at eye level, and we tie it similarly to the side pressure attack with pronation, or the wrist exercise for top fingers. The movement is simply pulling toward yourself with the back, holding and pulling in the highest position. While pulling with the back, the pull shouldn't drop. We also tighten the strap on the handle to maximize the pull in the tie. Our 19th exercise is full range pull to develop mobility in pulling. Sometimes from the losing position, you can use the pull to continue fighting. Even in a lowered pull, you can still pull without fully losing and without overstraining the pull. For this, the block is lowered to table level. We tie it the same way as in the previous pull exercise and work from the lowered position upward. Exercise 20, fingers from the losing position. Place the table at a 45-degree angle in front of the block, so there is pressure at the start of the table. The height stays low, and the strap setup is the same as for the static fingers exercise. This is the second and final exercise where we need the outer hole. I'll now remind you how to tie it and show how to do the exercise. Exercise 21 is static lower fingers. This is a very important exercise for all hookers fighting against top players. The block height is at eye level or even a little higher. I usually set it a bit higher. The table is placed in front of you. The correct way to do it is like this. Even though it's a finger exercise, we use the central hole as I mentioned earlier. Only 2 exercises need the outer hole. The ring should be at the bottom and we don't put the strap through the handle. This is the whole point of tension on the lower fingers. Then, using just your back while holding the lower fingers, we pull toward ourselves. Exercise 22 is low hand defense. It's similar to our lower finger exercise, but the table is set at a 45-degree angle and strong supination is added to the fingers. This way, the lower fingers and supination work together in the defensive movement because if either one fails, the opponent will gain the advantage. Exercise 23 is biceps pull, pulling toward yourself without lowering the shoulder while using the back, so it's biceps plus back. This movement is one of the most repeated defensive moves when you've almost been defeated and only have your fingers, wrist, and biceps left. It helps you defend and try to pull the opponent toward you. Our ring goes on the bottom. We take one part of the strap and pass it between the middle of our palm and the handle's palm, coming out at the screw. This creates the same effect as in the side pressure exercise or here on the biceps. The strap on the handle is tightened. Exercise 24 is biceps, specifically overall biceps development. Here, we lower the shoulder and stretch because people often use the biceps at extended angles. For this, the biceps must also be very strong in the stretched angle to be able to contract it later. The setup is the same, but the table faces straight toward the block. We tie it the same way. The only difference is we lower the shoulder and lift up to vertical. Exercise 25 is isolated pronation attack. For this, the table should be placed exactly sideways to the block. The height should be at the level of our palm. I'll show the strap setup now. Here, we need to strongly tighten the strap on the handle and position it so that the tension is in the middle of the table. The movement starts in isolation. Rotate pronation fully with the body, but the shoulder and wrist must stay on the same plane. The shoulder shouldn't stretch, move, or lead. This ensures the pronation is as clean as possible. Also, be sure not to release the rise and don't pull the handle to the side. You should rotate with pronation, not move the arm or side ligaments. Exercise 26 is also a pronation attack, but with the shoulders stretched. I'd call it a pronation attack from the losing position when we can't take the center. Our pronation is very strong, and by stretching ourselves, we increase the strength of our pronation, twisting the opponent. This is a technique I use very often. Exercise 27 is pronation defense from the starting position. The height is at the level of our palm at the start, so we lose pronation immediately and can correct it. For this, the height is at wrist level. We make sure to tighten the strap on the handle and slightly shorten the adapter strap, just about 15 centimeters from the center, to bring the center back immediately. Then we perform a clean rotation without bending the wrist or releasing the rise. Exercise 28 is full losing pronation when we are almost pressed to the pad. Only a little of our pronation remains and the opponent's wrist starts to tire, so we begin to open it back. This is done almost entirely from the losing position with a slight rotation around our axis. Exercise 29 is back. It's done in front of you with the height at eye level. Here we tie the strap on our arm. The second strap is set up the same way as for biceps and side pressure, which helps reduce strain on the arm. We strongly twist the wrist so the force is centered on the middle of the palm, protecting the fingers and wrist while the back does the work. Pull toward yourself with a short motion without lifting the waist from the table, without stretching, and without dropping under the table. The back works in a very short range, but very powerfully. Our 30th exercise is triceps. I'd even call it double triceps for people who don't give the flop and fight with triceps strength using a twisted wrist, and also for those who fully give the wrist, like one of Poland's strongest athletes, Kamil Jabłoński. This exercise works perfectly for both, with just slight changes in technique. The table is placed exactly sideways to the block. The height is above eye level, the maximum I can set on the block. The movement is done from the central position, or slightly from the winning position, placing the shoulder in the winning position, but aligned with the other shoulder. The strap setup is the same as used for side pressure or biceps, allowing us to effectively train the triceps.